Hey folks, hope everybody's doing well and Happy New Year. We're almost at the end of 2023, good or bad, but we made it through. And so just wanted to do like a kind of a year end show, talk a little bit about what's happened in the past year, channel wise, gear wise, and what we got going on for next year. So that was basically the whole idea behind doing this. But yeah, let me say hello to a few people that have shown up, and thanks for joining me. This was kind of a short notice thing. I was originally going to do this Wednesday, but then I had plans that I kind of got mixed up. Anyways, tonight's a free night, so I can hang out here and not have to worry about rushing off. So let me just say hello. Spencer, thanks for joining me, man. Mets win WS 2020. Happy holidays, man. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Gary Joyce, welcome. Tyler Patterson, welcome. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. Mitch, hey, Mitch, nice to see you. Gary Joyce, Pete Brown, Paul Lou, Brad Guitar Miller. Hey, man, hope you're on the mend, buddy. Hope you're feeling better. R2, hey R2, how are you, man? Kyle, how you doing? Cool, cool. So we got a few folks in here. Yeah, I spent most of the Christmas, and I still have a little bit of a cold left over. You know, the perfect timing to get a cold, right at Christmas time. And I was I'm still hopped up on like decongestants and everything else. It's not COVID, but yeah, perfect time to get sick. I had myself usually every Christmas I'll buy like a little more expensive cigar and a little better scotch. And I usually have my Christmas cigar and my Christmas scotch, but I couldn't do that because I wasn't feeling up to it. So, you know, things happen, right? Paul Lou, man, if I didn't catch you, hello. Good to see you too, Alex 2112. All right, Brad's getting better. That's cool. That's cool. You know what they say about nasal decongestant? I don't know if I want to know. Pete? I don't know if I want to know. Yeah, I don't know if I want to know, man. But yeah, so great tone. Cool guitar. Yeah, so let me talk a little bit about the tone and the guitar. So this guitar, I've had this. This is a Charvel. I don't ask me the model. Oh, it's no way. I don't know the model. It came back to me. It's a Pro Dinky 24. Um, I've had this for over a year, and how I know that is because I played New Year's Eve last year with this, and I'm going to be using this for the New Year's Eve show that we're playing here on Sunday night. So yeah, we got a New Year's Eve gig, and that'll be our last gig of this year and our first gig for next year. So yeah, be playing a lot, man. 4 hours, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 60 songs. So it's like, man, what guitar am I going to use if I'm going to play 60 songs? And it's a really tiny stage. Like, literally, I can't even take a step in any direction. It's like a postage stamp. I go, what guitar would be the easiest to do in that environment? Plus, not so worried about bashing a headstock on a ride cymbal, right? Or a crash. So I went with this. This thing is, I've taken it to rehearsal. I had rehearsal last night. and the week before. And this thing just really, it's got composite radius. I think it goes 12 to 16. Just super comfortable, roasted maple neck. It's all stock. I haven't done anything to it other than buy these stickers for fret markers because I couldn't see the fret markers on there. But anyways, yeah, nice light guitar. The tone is really nice on this, man. I mean, the clean tone. These are all what they call full shred pickups. But don't let the name fool you. They sound really really nice. So yeah, so this is what I'm gonna be using for the New Year's gig, just because it's nice and light. Um, yeah, Paul, that stage is so small that if I took the Firebird and I moved like, 30 degrees in any direction, I'd be knocking people off the stage. I love my Firebird. It sounds incredible, but it's like playing a canoe. It's the best way to describe it. The thing is like 15 feet long, and it feels cool. It's awkward playing sitting down, but standing up, it's great, and it's light. It's actually very light, surprisingly. But yeah, it wouldn't work out at a gig like that. But yeah, we are playing New Year's Eve, 4 hours. Gonna be playing, yeah, a lot of songs. So hopefully, I'll remember most of them. So we go from there. Alex 2112. Am I still using the Marshall DSL? Yeah. Yes, I am. Yeah. Not for this show tomorrow, though. I'm going to use, I don't know if you can see it, right, if you can see it there, see the side of it anyway. That's a Meza Dual Recto Verb. It's a 20 watt tube amp. It's 2 channel, but really it's 4 channel. Anyways, it's got everything under the sun on it. I scored that used. I saved $1,000 on that, and like when the guy pulled it out of the box, I mean, it still had, didn't even have the rubber feet attached to it. And the guy's like, "This is used." I'm like, "I'll take it." Played it, sounded amazing. And the reason why I like that amp, it's 20 watts, and 20 watts of tube power is plenty for what I do. And it's light, well, lighter than the Marshall, and it's lighter and it's a little smaller, so easier to get in and out of the car. So when I can get away with that, I use that. Plus, it's a real tiny stage, as I mentioned. So the less room I take up, the better. But when we're playing like places where I've got room, yeah, the Marshall is my go-to. If anyone's looking for a really good combo amp that you can gig with, I have nothing but good things to say about the 40 watt. And it's got to be the 40 watt DSL, not the 20. The 40 watt, because it's 40 watts got the 12-inch speaker, and 10-inch speakers, single speakers, they just don't cut it, in my estimation. Kyle says, I just stopped at a guitar store on the way home from work and was playing a 50 standard Les Paul through a Friedman OD pedal. That must have sounded amazing, Kyle. Yeah, 50 standard Les Paul. That's one right there. I have one right there. Yeah, they're great guitars, man. I just did a quick little test with all my Les Pauls just went one after the other into the Meza, and actually I kind of like the sound of this one the best. The BB1, BB2, the Burstbucker Pro 1 and 2, maybe because they're a little lower output, but they're fantastic, man. Really good pickups on those things. I can play into 2 time zones. That's right, Paul. Hey, there's Nelson. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Yeah, lightweight gear, Spencer. Yeah, man. My mic level is really low. All right, let me turn the mic up a little bit. Okay, how's that? That must be loud now. Yeah. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So sound wise, I'm not using my pedals. I'm using Bias Effects. So it's all software. My tone is software. I think this might be the first time I've ever, or maybe the second time I've ever used software for guitar tone. But I found this patch that I liked. I tweaked it a little bit, and yeah, it's all software. Yeah, it's a fantastic riff. I love that riff. Yeah, the truss rod adjustment is right there. There's a little, see a little notch there at the end of the fretboard. That's where the truss rod adjustment is. Yeah, that's a much better way of doing it. There's no truss rod cover on that. Looks a little cleaner. Spoke wheel, yeah. Yeah, that was Parasite. Yeah. That's all I know for the solo. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, so talking about the channel a little bit. This is a year-end show. It's been a pretty decent year. Um, we've kept going with the regular monthly album ranking shows with Martin and Pete, and those will continue into next year. We are starting to hit a bit of a wall in terms of bands that all three of us want to do. But hopefully we can scrape together some common denominator bands that we all want to do. We've got enough for, I think, maybe two more, maybe three more shows, and then we gotta come up with something going forward. I'd like to do. I did a bunch of original music this year. I would like to do more. I have something already written that I'm waiting for the opportunity to record. Um, so I'd like to do some more of that. I think this year I put out quite a few songs. I think probably like half a dozen this year, mainly instrumentals. But I think the coolest one I put out this year, well, there are two of them. There's one called Mind Cloud, which is an instrumental that I thought turned out really, really well. And then there's another song, the most recent one called Heavy. If you haven't checked those out, go give those a listen. I'm also on Spotify. So if you're on Spotify or Apple Music or iTunes or any of these sorts of things, If you type in Guitar Hack, you'll see at this point, I don't know, somewhere between 25 and 30 songs that I've uploaded. So go and do that and help support yeah, help support the original music. So yeah, I'm hoping to do some more of that next year as well. I'm in E flat, Alex. Yeah, this is still tuned from last night. The band does the Hit Disturbers, which is my covers band, is all E flat. Hey Dan in New Jersey, how are you, man? You're sanding the back of a Firebird neck. Be careful with that, Nelson. My Firebird neck is real thin, so I don't know if you got the same type of neck. My mic level is very low again. All right, people are asking, how about now? Keep turning up the mic. Alrighty. We're saying hello to each other. That's cool. I used to know. Yeah, I can't believe I knew how to play that. I knew it was somewhere down here. There you go. Alex says I sound fine. All right. Yeah, and there's another series that I started this year that's been pretty fun to do. And some of you have been participating, which is awesome. So I started a series. I've done 21 episodes. So I do them once a week. And it's called Recommend an Album to Review. So they come out every Thursday at 6 Eastern. So the idea behind that is really what the title suggests, is recommend an album to review. So the criteria is, and I mentioned it at the beginning of each video, is basically like, any album, studio record that's not 3 hours long, right? Like single studio, not a live record. Something I can digest in a week's time and then tell you my thoughts. And man, a lot of it is really a selfish thing on my part, because you guys are recommending some awesome shit, man. Like, I've been getting turned on all these bands that I'd never heard of before. I mean, a lot of people are putting in bands like, oh, do this UFO album or do this Accept album. Like, I don't want to do records that I've already done on the show. That would just be redundant, right? But man, when I get a request for a band that I've never heard of and I don't know their music and whatever, and they like blow me away, and that has happened more than once. That has happened more than once. Actually, the band that I'm gonna do next week, I don't want to give it away, but I go through the list and I'll listen to a couple of them, and they gotta, I have to be able to get through the record. I mean, if it really, I can't do doom, and I can't do, no, not doom. I can't do death metal, and I can't do thrash and certain things, but because there's some of that in there, right? But this one that I tried out a couple, and I put on this one record that somebody suggested, and it just absolutely blew me away. It's like, holy shit. A band I never heard of. I think it's their first record. So stay tuned for next Thursday's Recommend an Album to Review. I mean, I'm going to keep doing them. My cutoff is, if I get at least 100 people watching an episode, then I'll do another one. Like, there's a couple of series that I tried this year that I stopped doing. I was doing my favorite guitarists, and that kind of tailed off, and it's like, okay, no one's really interested in that. The recommended to an album recommend album to review. Those have been consistently over 100, so I'll keep going with those until that, hopefully doesn't die. But until that, I mean, he's been going for 21 weeks, so that's pretty good. But yeah, man, I really, really enjoy doing that because I've been turned on to so many cool bands, and then, it's like word of mouth, right? Because that's what music is these days now, right? It's all word of mouth. I mean, there's no radio that plays, music that, I mean, I'm only going to speak for myself that I really like. I mean, any rock stations that I listen to, they're playing stuff that, their newest stuff is from the 90s, like there's not a lot of new material being played in the rock, vein at all, right? So if it's not for you guys and channels like mine and more, or especially channels like, Pete, Sea of Tranquility, talking about new music and whatever, man. Like, if you're looking for new stuff, it's you gotta search for it now, is what I'm saying, And it's not that it's not out there, you know. It's easy to be all crotchety and say there's no good music anymore. Well, like, well, have you looked? Because it's out there, man. You just gotta find it, but it is out there. Toys in the Attic. I did an Aerosmith show, Nelson. Yeah, the new Judas Priest, Tyler. I am also looking forward to the new Priest. Yeah, the new Priest, Saxon. Shit. Who else is putting out a record next year? There's another band and it escapes me right now. Yeah, Paul Lou. Last week's was a little rough. Yeah. So there's the other thing too. Like, I'll listen like the album that I did last week, for example. I mean, I'm listening to that and it's sounding so familiar to me. And there was a band that I really dug in the early '80s. In the early '80s, I was really into the sort of a lot of the British goth stuff, right? Your Susie and the Banshees and Echo and the Bunnymen and the Cult, like back in the Love days, and and then I hear this record and it's like, man, this is the Mission. There's a band called the Mission UK. If you like the band, they were called Unto Others was the band, and I think the album, I forget what the album was called. Was it called Ignition? I'm so bad with names, but I know the band was called Unto Others. If you like that sort of goth stuff from the early '80s on a bed of crunchy guitars, that's basically what that band did, and I could not believe. I'm like listening to these guys. I'm like, okay, these guys got to be British, because it's the total British goth vibe, and they're from like Portland, Oregon, or somewhere like this. So that was really interesting. But yeah, that kind of stuff. I still do like listening to the Mission. You know, Severina, like that's some good songs. A lot of chorusy guitars and you know, kind of depressing lyrics. But there you go. Finally turned off FM rock radio over a year ago. So bland. Yeah. If I hear, I mean, I love Zeppelin, but, all these radio stations get the let out. I mean, come on, man. And they play the same freaking three Zeppelin songs over and over and over again. Like, and I love Zeppelin a lot, but I've never been a fan of the song rock and roll. And guess what they play every time they play Zeppelin? It's usually rock and roll. Gamma? Yeah, there might be something coming up on Gamma. Stay tuned, Cecil. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are commenting uh bands in here. If well, you know what? I'll like wait until the next show because I pretty much have my pick for this coming Thursday show. So when this coming Thursday show airs, in the comments, whatever you're writing in here, put those in there, and then I'll have a look. Yeah, and then I will check those out. Oh, thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that. The Mob Rules off my favorite Sabbath record, The Mob. Well, the album's called Mob Rules. That's my favorite one. What's the Discog? Sorry about that. From Jen that you Pete. Oh, what's next up with Pete and I, Jay? Soundgarden. There. You just got a preview. The next discography we're doing is is going to be Soundgarden. And I don't know any Soundgarden riffs. And I'm not in drop D. Cecil's saying I use Dava picks. Yes. These are the only picks I use for the last, oh man, probably 3, 4, more than that, maybe 5 years. Ever since I discovered these, if you're a guitar player, I highly suggest you to try these. They come in different colors, and the different colors like represent different thicknesses and such. But the reason I got into these is that rubber, the black rubber, they never slip, right? Because, plastic, picks will tend to like turn in your hand, when you're playing, fast rhythms and such. And these ones never do that. And the other thing is, because of the, there's a little bit of flexibility there, so you could almost control the thickness of it, or the stiffness, really, not the thickness, the stiffness of it, by how much you hold it. So you want to be real tight, you pull it in. You want to flex a little bit, you push it out. I can't play without these picks anymore. I've become so used to them that I literally cannot play without these picks. I have these on every guitar neck. I mean, if you can, there's one on the Les Paul there if you can see it. Yeah, they have a good grip, and you can control their stiffness by doing this. So automatically, you're not even conscious of it. But if you start using them, you'll find yourself doing this a lot, in and out, right? Depending on how much you want to expose of the tip. Do Mob one time when I bought a Mob Rules sticker on the back. It's got a devil. I said position in the middle of the back. Yeah, Mob Rules is cool. Hey, there's Quentin. let me play that again. That's how you play it. Just bought a new pack of Fender picks. The heavy ones, the way I play soft picks, break too easily. You must have a really heavy hand, Kyle. Head out to the highway. So we got the chords on that. Not the same without Tipton playing with them. Yeah, I agree with that, Cecil. I've said this before. I don't have a problem with Richie Faulkner. I think he's a great fit. But I did see them once without Glenn, and I said I'll never see them again. That's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. Rob Fulton, good morning from Northern Ireland. 2:30 a.m. here. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope you had a good one too, Rob. Thanks for being here. Very cool. Very cool. My favorite album of 2023. I would say probably Extreme 6. That would be my favorite record of the year. Yeah. It would be 6. Do I know any Styx songs? No. Don't know any Styx. Saw Priest in Albany, New York with Chris Allo and Jack Toledano for. Oh, cool. Want to go see them again next year. Also going to see Maiden in Newark. Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I can't do Priest with Glenn. It's again. I've seen Priest with Glenn and Richie. I was okay with that. But yeah, Glenn's got to be there. And I mean, you obviously can't, right? My understanding he is on the new record though. He's playing on the new record, so which is probably why it's going to turn out as good as it's sounding so far. Yeah, it's Goto. I don't know if it's the 550, but this is all Goto. It's not no Floyd here. No Floyd, no locking nut. Obviously, the tuners are locking tuners. I mean, I'm not a real heavy whammy, and I have the whammy right here. I'm not a real heavy whammy user. Because if I go a little crazy, then it knocks it. It will knock it out of tune. But yeah. Butch and Lynn were there. All SOT people. Cool. What was the favorite concert I've been to? Uh, it's probably gonna be, as much as I'm not a fan of them anymore for what they've done since, but it's gonna probably be Kiss on their reunion tour. So that would have been what, 96. When they came to Toronto, they played what was called the Sky Dome at that time, and I had, I think, it was like fourth row floors. That was insane. That was insane because I mean, I grew up with that band, and I'd only seen them with the original guys once before that on the Dynasty tour. So to have all the original guys and the big show with the makeup and stuff, it kind of transports you a little bit. But yeah, I would have to say that would be my favorite show. Other shows that I've seen that are really cool, really good. Um, the Scorpions on the well, that would have been Love at First Sting tour. The first time I saw Motley Crue on the Shout at the Devil tour. You know, more recently, man, I really liked seeing Larry Carlton. Just for the music. Larry Carlton was fantastic. Aristocrats, just for the music and just the Extreme on the three sides was amazing. There's been a few. Do I know Little Devil? I'm a little bit out of tune, I think. I don't know. Hard to tell. Ladies' room. Mm. Uh. I'm trying to learn it as I'm playing it. No, I don't know it off the top of my head, Rob. I did Parasite earlier. Saw the Cult 7 times in New York City. Yeah, how many times? I haven't seen them a hell of a lot. Um, wait a minute. No, only twice. I've only seen them twice. I was gonna say 3 times, but only twice. Maybe like this. Kind of like that. Ace Frehley's new song is okay. Not a fan of the lyrics. Is playing is good. Yeah, I talked a little bit about that in the last live stream with Ace. I think right now all he's doing is basically just replaying the same 4 or 5 licks over and over and over again. Yeah, for me, Ace kind of. Yeah, I've said this a million times, but he was good probably right up until. I'll give him as far as Unmasked. And then he just started to recycle everything, you know. And, I mean, I'm not saying as an Ace hater. I mean, that's why I play those things. And while him, and then later on, you know, Jimmy Page became a huge influence. But yeah, it's just, you know. Way too much skate for that. Was Thin Lizzy Belfast? 9 years old, amazing. Yeah, never got to see Thin Lizzy. Yeah, Cecil, you kind of nailed it right there. Yeah, yeah, it kind of sounds like, you know. Yeah. Happy New Year, DMG. How are you, man? Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Reunion with Ace and Peter? I highly doubt that. I mean, Peter just turned, what, 78 or something? He's pretty up there. Here's my, that's my Ace impression. That's all I can play is Ace. Yeah. All right, you're moving up grit on the neck. Wow. All right, where are we at here? 46-minute mark. So next year, what's coming up on the channel? Well, we're gonna keep doing the album review shows. That's gonna keep going on. Hopefully, recommend an album to review. If you guys keep watching those, I'll keep doing those as well. I'm hopefully gonna have some new music coming up. So again, if you're not listening to my stuff, check it out on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. What else? I've got another series idea that I might be doing. There's a couple of things that I'm thinking about. It's just the idea of, stuff that can I get it done and knock it out in a week. Like recommend an album to review. So far I've been able to do that every week. I don't know how the hell Pete does daily stuff. That's crazy. But we'll see if I can do that. But yeah, there's some stuff going on. Wednesdays with Pete and Martin, yeah, once a month. That's going to keep going for the foreseeable future, Gary. That's going to keep going. Can you play Somebody Give Me... I don't know that song. I don't know how to play that song. I'm not even going to attempt it, Alex. I don't know a lot of Van Halen. I mean, this is going to sound like crap because I need delay, but, Yeah, I don't have the right sound for that. That's about it. It's like the only Van Halen song I ever learned because I had to play it. But you got to have the right sound for that. You need a little bit of delay. You can't play that without a touch of delay. Nelson says he can hardly hear my voice. Weekend. Well, we did. I had a show, Spencer, called. Oh my God. What was the name of that show I did about gigs? That might come back. But right now it's not in the foreseeable future. But you never know. That might come back. I'm trying to remember the name of the damn show now. I can't remember. See, my memory is so shot. I can't even remember a show that I did. I probably did half a dozen episodes of it. Yeah, the intro to Mean Street. Yeah, I know. And poor Satriani's still getting shellacked for that, eh? I mean, come on. It's like he can't play that, so he sucks. Yeah, he's only been doing it for 40 years and is one of the biggest, top-selling guitar. Anyways. Weekend Warrior, yeah. Speaking of gigs, so next year we have, I think on the books right now, we've got 13 lined up. So, the one thing with the gig thing, for me, it's all about playing shows. it's a good excuse to have guitars. So it sort of it suits my obsession. Kind of justifies it. Not really. I could probably do it with a lot less than what I have. But yeah, we got about 13 on the books so far for next year. We're hoping to get up around 20, between 20 and 25, because we do them mainly in the summer, and we I don't really like doing more than like 3 in a month is a lot for me. Usually 2 a month is about the perfect pace. So considering you take the winter months out, that works out to usually 2 to 3 a month through the spring. Well, not just summer, but like spring. Because in Canada, you never know. You got a gig, like we have a show in February, and you never know, man. I mean, it could be, you know, a blizzard that day. Like the weather is so unpredictable, right? So we try to eliminate that from the equation and just go, and just try to stick with like spring and summer. Poor Joe, amazing guitar player. Yeah, Joe. You're talking about Joe B. Yeah, Joe B's an absolute beast. Yeah, he's the best. He is the best. Well, the other goal I had for this year, but I didn't make it, was I was trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. I made it to 3,900. So hopefully we could be doing, I don't know, maybe another month or so. We can hit the 4,000. That'd be a great milestone. And then we can I'll do a celebratory show if we get there. But I want to thank you guys for subscribing. You guys for giving me thumbs up and encouragement to keep this thing going. Um, and yeah, and hopefully I'll be around doing this for a while longer, and I'll be up and be able to play gigs for a while longer too. Oh, pedals. Well, you just suggested Nelson. I almost. Well, I'm not quite that bad swapping pedals every gig, but I do a lot of pedal changes this year alone. How many? Actually, I didn't buy a lot of pedals this year. I didn't buy a lot. You know what I just got for the guitar players in here? I just bought a it's like a $40 pedal, a Joyo Vintage Overdrive. It's the green one with the yellow knob. So it's basically very cheap a tube screamer. And I put that on the big board. I haven't gigged with it yet. I have rehearsed with it. Sounds great at rehearsal, but I've yet to put that on the big board. But that's something that I'll be trying out. And I know. Oh, actually, I got two Friedman pedals this year. I got the small box pedal, and I got the Dirty Shirley pedal, and I have both of those. I have one on one board, one on the other board. I got a big board, and I got a little board for the small stage I'm playing tomorrow. And I got those both used for like a scream, right? Because I wouldn't buy them new; they're too much money. So I got those two pedals. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for pedals this year. Of course, all overdrives, right? And I've sold a ton of pedals this year too. So I try whenever I get something, I try to sell something so that things don't just start piling up. Jared James Nichols is amazing. Yeah, and it's all with his fingers. It's amazing how he gets all that sound out of his fingers. I've had a chance to check out Geddy Lee's. Yes, Geddy Lee. Hey Daniel, I just finished reading it last week. His autobiography. Yeah. If you're on the fence about Geddy's book, um, if you're a Rush fan at all, I would say it's a must. Even if you're not a Rush fan, it's just a really good book. It's a really good read. He's doing a book tour, pretty much every spot, every place he's done the visited on his book tour. Everything is on YouTube. I've seen them all. Even the one that he did here in Toronto where Alex Lifeson came out. And then he went to England and Alex went with him to England. So, but yeah, it's a really good book. It's a really good book. I mean, Getty's always, he's always been like a real stand-up guy, and that really comes through in the book. Oh, you got Getty's Big Book of Bass? Yeah, that must be cool. That one I don't have. Yeah, well written and very insightful. I agree. Well, there's a name I haven't seen in a long time. Hey, Russell. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, the Rush guys are good guys. Yeah. There's Fruitcake Tony. How you doing? I had the honor of appearing on Fruitcake Tony's show last Saturday talking about Kiss. So if you're not familiar, go check out Fruitcake Tony's channel. There's Gels 2023. Everybody's rolling in here. Always around the time I'm about to wrap up. I'll hang out for another few minutes here in case we have any other latecomers. We're working too much, Russell. Yeah, I hear you, man. Um, but yeah, if you want to help support the channel, I'm my worst PR person. Links are below. Um, for hack merch like the hats and the mugs and the t-shirts and hoodies and all that stuff. That's all below. What else? There's a PayPal down there. And if you're not on my Guitar Hack page, I would give Guitar Hack group, a Guitar Hack page on Facebook. I also have an Instagram, and all those links are below, so go check those out. Yeah. Strat type guitar on the lap. It's Alan. I know since I started this channel, sort of, I've been much more associated with the Les Paul. But believe it or not, I was originally a Strat player. All I played in the 90s was Strats. That is true. I didn't start switching to Les Pauls until I started, you know, started back into playing and then started playing more rock stuff. That's when I got into Les Pauls, and then that's been an obsession ever since. Yeah, thanks, Mitch. Yeah, hit the like button, folks. Be much appreciated. Yes, Tyler. Everybody have a safe and healthy New Year. And again, I want to thank you guys so much. I did this last minute. Got over 20 people in here. I'm always taken aback by the support I've gotten since I started this channel. You guys watching my stuff, joining me on these live streams, participating in the comments and such. I'm humbled, and I don't know what else to say. Real happy that you guys are here, helping this little channel grow. This channel started off as just sort of a diary of me getting back into playing music because I didn't play for about 12 years, and then I started up again, and that's how it started, and it's kind of evolved into what it is today, and that's all thanks to you folks. So yeah, I want to wish you all a happy new year and all the best for 2024. I'm at my time. Thanks everybody. We'll catch you on the next live stream, which will be next thing coming up will be the recommended album to review. Those will come out every Thursday. The next show with Pete and Martin will be at the tail end of January, and I already mentioned it before, so it's no longer a surprise. We are going to be doing a show on Soundgarden. All right, I'm going to let everybody go. Thank you so much, everybody. All the best for 2024. Cheers.